Euro 2020 Fantasy. So you guys wanted a video on it, you guys are getting it. UEFA have released their own fantasy game finally, similar to UCL Fantasy, similar to Premier League Fantasy for the Euros this summer, and this is gonna be mad. In this video I'm gonna show you guys how this game works, how to play it. I'm gonna show you my team. I'm actually gonna pick my team with you guys and give you reasons for my picks, why I'm picking players and what players I'm picking. This is gonna be fun, and of course we're also building our own league, the FBArmy League, where you can also win a cash prize. That is gonna be insane. Let's dive into it. Okay, so first of all, let's quickly go through the most important rules. Obviously not all of them. If you're interested, you can read them yourself, but I'm gonna show you the most crucial key rules of the game here. So obviously you get points based on your players' real life performances. That is the concept of any fantasy football game. Then it works by match days. There are 7 match days in total at the Euros, 7 match days. Then what is interesting is the squad size. You get to pick 15 players. You need to pick 15 players, 2 goalies, 5 defenders, 5 midfielders and 3 forwards. So that means you have your starting 11 plus 4 players on the bench. And to buy these players, of course, you get a budget, and your budget is an initial 100 million to spend, and it rises to 105 million from the round of 16 onwards. So first of all, to pick our team, we have 100 million to spend. Then of course you also need to pick your formation and give one of your players the captain armband, and that player will score double the points. As you see here, you can also make transfers in between the rounds. For example, it says unlimited before round of 16. That means after the group stage is ended and before the round of 16, you can basically get yourself a whole new squad. And in between the other rounds, you always have a certain limit per round. But anyway, staying active during the tournament and changing stuff up can win you the game, because it's very important. Then you also get 2 so-called chips. One is a wild card, which can be used to change your whole squad as much as you like. So it's basically the same as between the round of 16 and the group stages. One more time, you can use that during the tournament whenever, but you can only use it once. And then the second chip is called Limitless, and that can be used to change your whole squad for 1 match day only with no budget restrictions. So basically this is a cheat code that you can use once in the tournament too, and you can basically build the best squad you like, no matter how expensive the players are, but that will only stay for 1 single match day. And then finally, before we get to the most interesting part of building our team, I know that is what you are all waiting for, but let's quickly have a look at how you actually score points in this fantasy game. So for those who play Fantasy Premier League or Fantasy Champions League, it is very similar. Mostly, of course, you want to look for players who play for their team. Appearances and 60 plus minutes on the pitch matter and give you points. So players who are key for their team, who start for their team, who play full games for their team, preferably. Then you get a point for goals from outside the box. You get 3 points for an assist. Winning a penalty is 2 goals. Minus points are, of course, conceding a penalty, missing a penalty, yellow and red card, and an own goal. And then, of course, also the specific bonus points for the different positions. Goalies, scoring a goal gives you a lot of points as a goalie. Won't happen probably. Well, we never know. And then saving a penalty, clean sheet. Every 3 saves they get a point. Every 2 goals conceded, however, they get a point deducted. And then defenders, they get 6 points for scoring a goal too. That is actually very powerful. If you have a defender that scores like 3 headers in the tournament or so, can be powerful. Then for a clean sheet, they also get points, 4 here. And every 2 goals conceded, just like the goalies, they also get 1 point deducted. Then the midfielders, they only get bonus points for scoring a goal, 5 points still. And for keeping a clean sheet, they also get 1 point at least. But there's no points for interceptions, for example. That is what exists in UCL Fantasy, or for defensive midfielders. So that is what I find a bit sad. Defensive midfielders are not really credited in this game, so they aren't as valuable. But it is what it is, we have to deal with it. And finally, the forwards only get bonus points in 1 single scenario, and that is, of course, when they score a goal, they get 4 bonus points. So this is how you score points in Euro Fantasy, and these criteria, of course, influence our player picks later on. So without further ado, we're getting into the squad builder, and I have, of course, already made up my mind. I have my team right here, and I'm going to show you my players right now and why I picked every single one of them. We have to start off with the formation, and here we see that the 4-3-3 formation is obviously the most picked. Most people see this as their favorite formation. It's just the most mainstream formation, I would say. There's also some people who go with 3 in the back, but I am going to go with a 4-4-2 to start off. So that is settled, and now let's head to the player picks. And to build some suspense, I would say let's start off with the 4 subs here. We have 1 goalie, 1 defender, 1 midfielder, and 1 forward. First of all, who is going to be our substitute goalie? And here I can just say, yes, he's already up there. Lukas Radecki from Leverkusen, and from Finland actually. Picked by 34% of the players. That says a lot, because he's just 4 million. You see that the player prices actually start at 4 million. So 4 million is the cheapest price you can get for any position in this Euro fantasy game. So 4 million for Lukas Radetzky, who is a class goalie who will start for Finland. Let's look at him here, playing against Denmark first, then Russia, then Belgium. So the group of Finland is of course tough. They are an underdog team, but I think since goalies also get points for making successful saves, he's going to make a lot of saves because he's just going to get a lot of shots at his goal, and he is a good shot stopper. I know him from the Bundesliga. I'm not even sure if he will start for us because he's only a sub, but for 4 million, you can't go wrong with this guy. So Lukas Radetzky, our first player, backup goalie. Well, I just realized how hoarse I actually still am from shouting after the UCL final. I have no idea how my voice is still fucked up from that, but I think it's gonna be enough for this video because I don't have to shout here. I just have to explain my picks. And the next one will be our substitute defender. This is a guy that is a newcomer in the national team actually. I'm gonna type the name right here. The name is Robin, not Gozes, but Gosens. Robin Gosens for Germany, plays for Atalanta, left back. He's been playing amazing the last 2 seasons for Atalanta, and now is actually the first time he's going to a major tournament with Germany, and I think he will start some games because yeah, we have a tough group, France, Portugal and Hungary, but I think he can still do well in real life and especially in this game because Robin Gosens, very, very offensive wing back, actually, yeah, left wing back, left midfielder, that's what he plays for Atalanta, and he scores a lot. He mostly has double digits in both goals and assists every season, and that is from wing back, so massive. In this game, goals and assists matter a lot, especially for a defender. You get 6 points for a goal from defense, so I think he can be a weapon for us. I'm still keeping him on the bench for the first match day because you see we're playing France. This will be, yeah, pretty tough. But anyway, Robin Gosens is a guy who I do not want to miss in my team, and I do expect him to start for me, maybe against Hungary. When Germany play Hungary, possibly, yeah. So for now on the bench, left back, Robin Gosens. Now moving on to my midfielder on the bench, and I think this will be a player many of you will be surprised seeing I'm only putting him on the bench. He's already here. I can show you Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich is on the bench for me, and that is because first of all, he's only 6 million. Look at all the midfielders here. I can select by price, and so many are more expensive than him. So many. He's only 6 million. You see the least is 4 million here too. So it ranges from 4 million to 10.5 million, which is Kevin De Bruyne. 6 million is not a lot. He's a below average player in terms of price, so I needed to pick him up. But this is also caused by the fact I mentioned earlier, defensive midfielders are not favored so much in this game because ball recoveries, successful tackles, this stuff, it doesn't matter so much. Goals and assists from midfield, that is what matters. Kimmich does assist at times. He will also play every single game, so he's still going to be good, but I'm still keeping him on the bench for now because I think my picks in midfield in the starting 11 might score even more. Next up, our forward for the bench, and that is no less than Cristiano. No, I'm just kidding. He's not going on the bench. That is Ante Rebic from Croatia. Ante Rebic, first game will be against England, and I think 7 million is not cheap. It's not really cheap, but for forward, those are the most expensive players in the game. It is not really expensive either, and I do expect him to start every single game for Croatia, probably play the full 90 minutes every game, at least the 60 plus minutes, so that's going to be good. I think he will score some goals too, because other than England, the opponents Croatia are getting in this group, Czech Republic and Scotland, are not superpowers. So yeah, but I'm also keeping him on the bench for now, because against England first match day, not quite sure if Croatia will win and he will score. Rather think England will win that. So on the bench for now, but in case one of my forwards get injured, then he's always going to be a solid choice. But now is where it gets really interesting. Our starting 11, and we are starting with our first choice goalkeeper. So who is that going to be? You see that the most expensive goalie is actually 6 million. Lloris, Courtois and Neuer. And who the fuck would pick Lloris for 6 million? I have no idea. I'm going to pick Neuer because for 6 million, for me, Manuel Neuer is still up there. Arguably the best goalie in the world, surely one of the top 3 goalies in the world, and probably the best goalie in this Euro tournament. So I'm spending a lot on the goalie, but Manuel Neuer, no explanation needed, no introduction needed. He just can't miss out. Only 12% have actually done the same thing and selected Neuer. That's not much. I'm going to be checking how many percent actually got Lloris for 6 million. Only 8%. Okay, anyway, we're not going to go with Lloris here. We're going to go with Manuel Neuer, the man. Now, defense. 4 defenders here. Of course, it doesn't matter if you play a fullback here or a center back here, just to clarify for those who don't know fantasy games. But our defender on the left will actually be a left back too. Who's that gonna be? I see he's also among the 3 most expensive ones. I'm not gonna go with Trent. I'm not gonna go with Lucas Hernandez either, even though he would be a solid pick. But my favorite left back right now, Rafael Guerreiro. He is such a sick player. Only 2% have selected this guy. Just let that sink in. Yes, that is my favorite phrase, but let that sink in. Only 2% have gone with this guy, a fullback who can create, who can assist, who can also score, important in this game, who will, I think, or should definitely start every game for Portugal. And Portugal might go very, very far in this tournament if, according to my predictions, they will win the thing. So this guy must be in the team, especially considering they're playing Hungary in this game, can keep a clean sheet, he can even assist or score, so this is a no-brainer. I have to pick Guerreiro here. And fitting to that, my defender number 2 here is actually also a Portuguese, and he's not very far either. Ruben Dias I was going to pick, best centre-back at this tournament, definitely, right now, but fullbacks in this game are just more powerful since they can assist and score more often, so I'm going with a guy who's also Portuguese, also at Man City, just like Dias. Who's that going to be? Obviously, Joao Cancelo. This guy, selected by 23% of all players. Yeah, I think just like Guerreiro, he can assist, he can score. Those two in my team, boom. I'm actually super hyped just talking about this because I have no doubt they will play every game, probably, and one of them at least will score or assist too. So that's going to give me guaranteed points. Portugal are also almost guaranteed to keep at least one clean sheet. I think they have a really strong defense. So those two are on my team, both Portugal players. Now, yeah, I can still pick one Portugal player because you can pick 3 of one national team. But anyway, next defender is not going to be a Portugal player. Instead, this is once again a really non-mainstream pick. Where do we have him? He's not very expensive. Where do we have this man? I think he's 4.5 million. Couldn't find him, so I typed in his name, and he is Pau Torres. 4.5 million. Pau Torres plays for Villarreal, just won the Europa League actually, and what a player. 13% still selected him. Okay, not so secret, but anyway, I think this guy in real life is underrated. He has a market value of 50 million. He will undoubtedly, now that Sergio Ramos is not picked, play and start for Spain. I think so, definitely. And yeah, he had an insane season, but he's not hyped. He's not really hyped because he only plays at Villarreal. Now after the Europa League title, I think more people know about him. Also a no-brainer, 4.5 million only. If you see what players cost 4.5 million, it is often players that don't even play or start. And this guy will start, this guy will play. One of the best defenders in the world, Pau Torres, definitely going in my team. Also considering that Spain have a group with Sweden and Slovakia, who I think both don't have insane attacks. Okay, Poland with Lewandowski is a different thing, but Sweden and Slovakia, Pau Torres surely going in my team because Spain can definitely keep clean sheets here. And my last defender, number 4, is yet again a pick that I think not many people have. I'm going to type in his name. Simon Kjær from Denmark. Let's see how many. Oh, 21%. Okay, quite a lot of people have him because again, 4.5 million, not so much. Plays for Milan, very solid center back, not a shiny player, not a hype player, not at all, but he will surely start for Denmark. And here again, they're playing Finland, who I think don't have a great attack either. They're also going to be playing Russia, who the same thing for me. Belgium, again, just like Pau Torres against Poland, might be a different thing. But against Finland, I think Denmark will keep a clean sheet. They can for sure. So first match day against Finland, Simon Kjær, you're going in my team. Now we have 50.5 million left for 6 remaining players, 4 midfielders and 2 forwards. That is not too much, but I have some seriously sick options here. My first midfielder, who is actually a winger, is no less than the boy, Juventus best player in 2021, I would argue, Federico fucking Chiesa. Oh man, I love the guy, I really love him. 21% selected him, so he's definitely Italy's brightest player alongside a few others. He's going to be starting for sure. He's going to score for sure, especially considering the fact they're playing at home in the group stages. Italy have the opening game of the Euro against Turkey in Roma, and Federico Chiesa is actually a player that I imagine as one of the breakout stars of this Euro. He's already got some sort of hype after carrying Juventus a couple of times, but now I think this can be the stage where Federico Chiesa becomes, yeah, I would even say a world-class player, because I think he will be that. I think the Euros will be huge for him. Going in my team for 7 million, I think very reasonable price for such a player. And my midfielder number 2 is actually the same price, 7 million, so we're not going to find him here, I think. I'm going to type in his name, and that is the man, Mason Mount. Oh my god, I rate him so much. Okay, just like 32% of other players, so he's probably a mainstream pick, but Mason Mount, what a season he has had. Just won the Champions League with Chelsea, probably their most important player all season, also won Chelsea Player of the Season award. And I think, look, I'm not sure if Southgate, like he's a madman. Southgate is sometimes, you can't really expect anything from Southgate, but you do expect him to start Mason Mount, because as all managers basically, he loves Mason, and that is deservedly so, because Mason is just a guy you have to love as a manager. Disciplined, work ethic, always fights for the team. I think he will start for England. And even though he's not the most attacking midfielder, he scores crucial goals. I can imagine him scoring for England, maybe even in the round of 16, scoring the winner for them, assisting, winning penalties. For sure he's going to do that. And I think England will also easily top this group. So Mason Mount making my team. 4 players left. 4 and 36.5 million left. Next one is, again, I can already tell you, worth 7 million in this game. I do like the 7 million mark. A lot of players who have quality for 7 million, and this one is probably one of my favorite players right now. After Robin Gosens, the second Atalanta player, and he's gonna be from a country that most of you don't rate a lot, but I rate highly. Ruslan Malinovsky from Ukraine. You will probably think 7 million, why the fuck would I spend 7 million on such a random guy? Also shown by, selected by 1%. So I feel specially, I'm part of the 1%. And I'm gonna tell you why you should spend 7 million on such a guy, because he has been incredible in 2021. He's just finished off the season with Atalanta on an insane scoring and assisting streak. He is the key player for Ukraine under Shevchenko, and they are going to go through in this group against Holland, North Macedonia and Austria. I'm going to stick to my prediction. If you haven't watched the video, check it out right here. And just like Federico Chiesa, I think Malinovsky will be one of the breakout stars at the Euros. He's already 27 or 28, so he's not a wonder kid anymore, but after the Euros you will be hearing a lot more from him, and you will have a lot more people rating this guy than just the 1%. He will score, he will assist, and he is going in my team. Welcome, Ruslan Malinovsky. Our last midfielder is actually finally someone who's not 7 million. He is even cheaper, and that is, I'm going to type in his name too, because he's going to get lost alongside all these expensive guys. Youri Tielemans. Hear me out. Belgium are a team I probably don't rate quite as much as most of you do, but I sure rate Youri Tielemans. And alongside Kevin De Bruyne, he is going to be the key in midfield for them, because they don't really have many midfielders, class midfielders, other than De Bruyne and Youri Tielemans. So he's going to start for sure. 10% selected him. And in this group, I'm pretty sure Belgium will finish as first, and they will possibly even get 3 wins. So I can imagine Youri Tielemans contributing a lot to that, not only with goals and assists, but after all, that is what matters in this game for midfielders. So yep, Youri Tielemans, 6.5 million. That is not a lot considering guys like Bruno or Kevin De Bruyne are 10 million plus. I think Youri Tielemans, yep, he is going in my team. And also because I want to save a bit, because these two guys are going to be expensive. And who are those going to be? You see, forwards are the most expensive players in the game. Cristiano is 12 million, Mbappe is 12 million, Robert Lewandowski 11.5, Kane, Griezmann, Lukaku, Depay, they're all 10 million plus, and that is very expensive. So I still have 23 million left. For the first match day, Portugal are playing Hungary. This is a game I expect Portugal to do very well, and we still have 1 Portugal player left. So you can already imagine Cristiano Ronaldo going in our team. So, oh man, oh shit. 25% have selected CR7 2. That is actually not so much, considering, I mean, he's CR7 at Portugal. I mean, many people probably think he's too old. Many people probably think he's too expensive. Well, he is expensive, the most expensive player in the game alongside Kylian Mbappe. But playing Hungary, I think he must be in the team. Of course, I could have also gone with Harry Kane, who's a bit cheaper even, but he's playing Croatia, they are playing Hungary. Cristiano Ronaldo scored against Hungary back in Euro 2016 actually. What a screamer that was. Back heel goal, that was nice. So I remembered that and thought, man, Cristiano Ronaldo will score against Hungary again. Yep, he's gonna go in my team, and that means 11 million left. So of course we're gonna use our whole budget, otherwise we would be stupid. And there are only 2 players worth 11 million. Will you guys go with Antoine Griezmann or Romelu Lukaku for the Euros? For me, this is another no-brainer. As much as I respect Griezmann for France, top player, but Lukaku for Belgium, up there, possibly the best striker in the world when playing for Belgium. So Romelu Lukaku, Big Rom, had a massive season for Inter too. He is a serious contender for top scorer at the Euros, alongside Harry Kane maybe, alongside Cristiano Ronaldo, Mbappe. But Lukaku, Just look at what he did 2018 at the World Cup. He always scores so much at the group stages. Wow, I tried to copy the meme, but my voice is killing me. You get what I mean. 41% selected him for a reason. So even though this is not a choice that sets yourself apart from other players, this is a choice you should make. Romelu Lukaku against Russia, against Denmark, against Finland. It would be silly to not expect at least 2 or 3 goals from Big Rom in these 3 games. I do expect that. And I'm going so far that I even make him our captain for the first match day. Big Rom is our captain, so he's going to score double the points. You need one captain, and Big Rom is it for us. Maybe Ronaldo was a contender for captain too, maybe someone else. All of these players are great, but anyway, Big Rom is the guy leading this massive team, and I think it is massive. Let's have a look at it again. Here we have it, my Euro 2021 fantasy team, and without being too cocky, I have to say I'm just in love with this team. 4-4-2 in goal, Manuel Neuer. Defense, Rafael Guerreiro, Joao Cancelo, Pau Torres, Simon Kjær. In midfield, Federico Chiesa, Mason Mount, Ruslan Malinovský and Yuri Tielemans. And up front, the 2 bangers, Cristiano Ronaldo and Big Rom Lukaku. Then of course on the bench, Lukas Radetzky, Robin Gosens, Ante Rebic and Joshua Kimmich. If this team isn't sick, I don't know what is. But of course, it is only one of many possible choices. Not saying this is the holy grail, but I think this team can do very well in our league, and I'm confident. And now of course I want you guys to join my fantasy league. FBArmy is the name. We already have more than 1,000 people in the league, 1,400 I think. This is mad actually. So these 4 weeks are going to be a whole lot of fun, not just because of the Euros, but especially of course because of our league. I'm going to be giving out a cash prize personally to the winner. If you're interested, first link in the description. Of course, it's fully free. Download the official UEFA app, join my league, FBArmy, and of course also let me know your personal picks down in the comments. What does your team look like? What players do you think are undervalued and underpriced, so secret gems? And what players do you think are overpriced and you should definitely avoid? So let me know everything down below. We're gonna have a good discussion and we're gonna have a good month of Euro 2020, and this fantasy league I think makes it even more exciting. I'm seeing you guys very soon. More Euro content is coming for sure. It's all about the Euros right now. I'm so hyped, and up until then, Fiago is out. Peace.